The Fringe has been liberated, though many Oreos fell, but it should be safe, at least for now. Now that it's a land of ash, that is. I do very much like the flora of the Shivering Isles. I'd hate to see the land become covered in ash, with crystal obelisks like it is in the Fringe now. Hopefully it will be removed with the rain, but I suspect it won't go away unless Jiggalag is defeated, if he can be defeated. It's not easy removing ash, even when the volcano is inactive for years. I know this because I spent a year in Vardenfell. I got to know the Ashlands, though there is not that many settlements in them, thankfully. I hated the place, especially when it was really, really windy, and it was often really windy. Aldrun wasn't a bad place otherwise. I sort of liked it there. I stayed there most of the time when we weren't at the dig site, with this giant old crab shell of a place at its center, called Aldrun under Scar. Of course I had to inquire about it, as something that large couldn't possibly have been from a crab, could it? But I was told there used to be giant crabs that wandered around Vardenfell, the worst of them called Scar, and the ancient Chimer had to band together to take it down, because it terrorized the people back then. If the story is real or not, I cannot say, but I do know that something big used to live with these giant shells that they created those homes out of. But apparently they've all been wiped out now. Thankfully they still had silt striders. I miss the call of those massive beasts. They are very helpful for getting around if one cannot use a teleport pad like I've been doing to zip around Cyrodiil. My younger days. I miss things from back then. Not just my sister either. I just miss the simple life. Now it seems there is one crisis or another at any given time, and since I am the champion of Cyrodiil, it's left for me to deal with it. No one else seems capable of filling my role either. Why aren't there more heroes like me out there? I used to care about one thing when I was a student in the Arcane University. Women. Ha! You probably thought I was going to say my education. Well, I already knew much of what I was doing, and I was bored half the time. Yes, I was with several women during those days. What is a young man supposed to do with his time off from his studies? Yes, life was simpler when I was just chasing women. I'd like to return to simple days again. But will they return? I don't know. Okay, well, let's go out of the Fringe. Now the whole ground has turned into a paste. My feet are covered in it. I wonder, though, even if it wasn't for the inhabitants here, what would happen if Sheogorath were to be gone? Like, I mean, replaced with Jiggalag, what would happen? I know he's kind of gone now. I don't know what to do. Other than go home. So, let's go home. Well, the new home here in New Sheogorath, anyways. What's this?
I'm so happy for Wolfgang. He is such good company.
Yes, he is. Gonna shut down this obelisk on the way back to New Sheogorath. I don't see anybody. There's one of those knights. Oh. Here's one of the priests. Crystal staff. Let's sell that. closed. And I've replenished the hearts I've used. Alright, back to New Sheogorath where we can rest. Nice, long sleep. Oh, Philia, you're already ready, are you? Okay. Well, we've got things to do around town. I need to go and see what advice I can be given. Maybe go back and see if Sheogorath is actually here. That's an interesting painting. I like it, actually. Almost like that woman has attained apotheosis. Well, we've returned to the palace. The palace grounds. Why are there big obelisks right here? That has me concerned. Hopefully Sheogorath is back. He is.
Always a pleasure.
You returned.
News of your success in the Fringe precedes you. To further cement the victory, I have an important task for you to perform. You will seek the assistance of Relmina Vernum in Zalselm to rebuild the Gatekeeper. You remember? The creature you killed to get in here.
Yes, of course.
With the Gatekeeper restored and Zadillion in operation, we won't have to worry about anything getting in. Things already here are another matter. You'll need to speak with Relmina Vernum. She'll help you with your task. Strange woman has some unusual tastes. With that done, the Fringe should be secure. For now. I can feel things start to get a little hairy. And not in the good way, like on your head.
Relmina, is she the one that was crying tears for the Gatekeeper?
A powerful sorceress. Maybe a genius. And a complete lunatic. All in all, my kind of person. I brought her to my realm so she could continue to study her sixth element. Honestly, I didn't know there were 5 already. She's a bit obsessed with it. And with me. Makes dealing with her difficult. You shouldn't have any problems, though. No one likes you that much.
Apparently, that's not true. Relmina doesn't. I don't think she likes anybody, including you. I read her letter to you. Okay, so I have to rebuild the Gatekeeper, do I?
It's essential. Simply essential. If only it were essentially simple. But it's not! I want him there guarding those gates. If any of Jigglag's forces show up, he should be ready for them. It wouldn't do to just let them in if more show up. And more always show up. Still and all, I think things are going well, considering. Go talk to Relmina in Zalselm. Tell her you're working for me. She'd do anything for me, that little minx.
I see what kind of relationship you two have. Zossel, I don't think I've heard of it. Okay, so, apparently you've never been able to stop the Grey March. Is there anything else you can tell me about it?
It's all moving faster than I'd expect, and I'm good at expecting. Things are getting a bit thin. Get that Gatekeeper in place, and do it quickly! I'm not sure how much time I have left!
So, sounds like we won't be able to stop the Grey March, but Jiggalag will show up. Is there any way to stop Jiggalag?
He's almost here. I can feel it! You won't like him as much as me. He doesn't even carry a cane! More the giant bone-cleaving sword type of prince.
Oh.
If he's on his way, I'm on my way out. I already feel not quite myself. Not quite someone else, but not quite myself.
Really? Goodbye.
Send Relmina my love. That'll get her going.
Well, this is the Duke's Chamber. Good place to read. What books I still have to read? There are a few. And the reason that I want to read them is because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. We're either all going to die, or I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so let's get down to it then. There are... What's this Gromek's journal? Did I read this? What is this? We were finally able to convince that idiot rogue Lewin that it was time to give up that strongbox of money he stole from Lel's quality merchandise in Anvil and ditch it outside the castle. All the heat he brought on the group was starting to chafe. Sindelius pretty much sat him down and made him do it, because I was ready to put my foot in his face. I know he's a rogue, but we're adventurers. We get our loot from raiding old crypts and ruins, and places that ain't got guards. He can be a real horse's ass sometimes, I'll tell ya. Where did I get this book from? Rain's Hand. This is a few years back. Okay. Well, what a bad Freitas we've had. We hit what was left of old Fort Wario, and after slaughtering a bunch of no-good marauders and grabbing their loot, made our way north. We came to the ruins of Trumb. Sindelius said they were... Oh, Sindelius. This is the group of people that well, two of them I turned insane and I killed the orc. That's what this was about. So I have the journal. Gromek's journal. I think that was the orc. Okay. Well, I have nothing against them going around being adventurers and killing marauders and things like that. Sindelius said there were... Aelid or Aliad or some kind of old civilization, but all I cared about was how loaded with gold they were. He said usually they were, so in we went. What a mistake. The place was crawling with skeletons and ghosts. Those things give me the creeps. How can I fight something that ain't even alive? Lewin took a few good hits and had to pop all his potions. Sindelius broke his arm when a trap almost crushed him to death, and I got a nice nasty scar across my forehead. Close call. Best of all, when we got to the treasure hoard, Lewin was out of lockpicks. Why do we even keep him with us? We had to drag the damn container out of Trump all the way back to Camp Atrin. Now I'm sitting here, staring at a stupid metal box, wishing I could use Lewin's head to bash it open. What a dolt. Sounds like an orc. After a night of deciding whether or not to snap off Lewin's legs and use them as firewood, I sent Sindelius and Lewin to Anvil to buy more lockpicks. While I guarded the box. They came back in a few hours, and Lewin picked the lock in the first try. Good thing, too, I was still pretty mad at the guy. I don't like sitting around all day. Anyway, Sindelius got all excited when he saw something wrapped up in some sort of fancy cloth. Inside the cloth was a bunch of stuff. But the best was the sword. What a beauty. Blade looks like a mouth with teeth. Handle like golden snakeskin, and the gem in the middle of it. A perfect fiery orange red. Like the sky at dawn. Sindelius was going crazy, and I asked him what was all the noise for. He told me it was... Akaviri. You mean Akavirian? Or something like that. Akaviri. And made by the snake people of the Saisius. Or whatever. Sindelius says Sayesi. It's Sayesi. Starts with a T just now when he saw me writing this, but that doesn't make any sense. Sayesi, yes, that's how I'm used to seeing it. The Sayesi. Fine. But this, what did he write down? Akaviri. Ugh. There, I wrote it. By the 9. Sindelius is nosy sometimes. Well, anyway, the best was yet to come. Right as the sun was setting, the sword vanished for a moment and was suddenly replaced by another weapon that looked almost the same, but the gem on it was deep blue and purple. Sindelius said he was certain that at dawn it would change back to the orange and red gem. Well, this was good enough for me. That alone made the sword the best thing I had ever seen. Lewin muttered something about Akaviri magic, but I told him to shut up. I decided to call the sword Dawnfang when it was orange and red, and Duskfang when it was blue and purple. Rain's Hand, 1416, Rain's Hand. Things are getting better and better with my new sword in these last few days. I found out Dawnfang is a fire blade, and Duskfang is a frost blade. Handy for extra killing power. But the best was what I found out when a Minotaur decided to jump us, and I landed the killing blow. I heard a voice in my head. Or maybe a thought? I don't know. It was weird, but it felt like the sword knew it had just killed the Minotaur, like it was counting or something. At first I thought maybe I was just tired, but after tearing through a camp of bandits, it kept counting. After the 12th kill, it told me its thirst was satisfied. At least, I think it told me. Then it stopped. Sindelius said it's possible the sword was a blood drinker, my kind of sword, but he didn't know what would happen. It didn't take that long to find out. When dusk came around, and the blade changed, I almost fell off the campfire log. The new blade was still Duskfang, but it somehow seemed stronger. I could just tell. I couldn't wait to try it out. I ran right out and looked for something to kill. Didn't take long to come across a few of those stupid imps. Sure enough, not only did it do frost damage like normal, but also I could feel the energy from the creature transfer to me every time I hit it. What a weapon this was. Yeah, Duskfang Superior. That's what I'll call it. Sometimes I amaze even myself. Sindelius said he was sure Duskfang would blood drink too, and I could power up Dawnfang with it. I spent all night looking for 12 things to kill, and when the sun came up, he was right. Dawnfang Superior is to be this one's name. It's like having 4 blades in one. 19th Rain's Hand. It's been the most fun I have ever had in my life, cutting a bloody swath across the ruins of Cyrodiil with my new double sword. Sindelius and Lewin are even more confident now that we have such a powerful weapon among us. We've gathered tons of loot in the last 3 days, but nothing compares to this. We're going to head north and explore the area around Nibbin Bay today. I hope that something else like this turns up on our adventures. Then I'm going to retire. Well, it was written by an orc. So I do have the Shivering Apothecary. I don't know why I didn't read that right away. And the Shivering Bestiary. The Standing Stones. I think I read this. But it's a short book, I'll read it. The Standing Stones by Anonymous. Any visitor to the Shivering Isles will soon come across the dreadful shape of a tall crystalline stone looming over them like an accusing finger. Variously known as standing stones or obelisks. They cannot be avoided in traveling the Shivering Isles, no matter how hard you might try. Yeah, they're all over the place. There are many theories on the origin and purpose of these stones. Purpose? Can a stone have a purpose? Is it a sentient being or an inanimate object? Is it listening to you, watching you, whispering to you? Some claim they are simply interesting geological formations. Not so. Not so. They cannot be chipped or cracked or even scorched. Believe me, I've tried. Nothing harms them. Although perhaps they still feel the blows. They seem angry for a while. Oh, this person's out of his mind. I sang to them, and that seemed to soothe them. I can't say why. And if you tried to dig one up, as I have, you know that they go down forever. Months I spent digging down. No matter how deep, there it was, still gleaming in the secret darkness beneath the earth. They know the secrets, even those that are buried deep. I have spent many years trying to understand these stones. I haven't read this book. This is actually kind of funny. Avoiding doesn't work. As I said, they're everywhere. So try for understanding, as I have. What is the humming? What do the whisperers mean? I can't say that I know everything about them, but I have learned many things, some of which I can share with you. But I don't know what they want. Not yet. Perhaps if I knew what they wanted, I wouldn't be so afraid. They whisper secrets to me, but I promise not to tell. They know many secrets. They're always watching. They never sleep, not even at night, in the dark of the moon. I know they are old, older perhaps than the world itself. They have seen civilizations rise and fall, and they hate us. Why do they hate? Oh, this person's out of his mind, that's why. They're waiting for their master to return. They won't tell me who or when. If they hate me so, why do they tell me their secrets? Is it because they know my secrets already? Maybe it takes someone mad for them to whisper to, or I don't know. He does have a point there, whoever he or she was, that they're waiting for their master to return. Now, I actually think that this realm is split between Sheogorath and Jiglag. That is my working theory I have going at the moment. It just seems like every era, one of them, the other one, whoever rules, the other one will come and try to take over. That's my theory at the moment. You may not believe me, most don't, but most don't have not spent the time that I have in trying to learn about these things, these stones. I've spent days listening to their secret whispers and learning their language. They talk, you know, to each other mostly, but now to me. At first it was just a humming, which you can hear it if you lean against a stone and listen very closely. It may take hours or days, but you will hear them. And once you hear the voice of the standing stones, you will never be able to shut it out. Alright, that actually wasn't very helpful. But it made me think. Maybe it's ordained that they share power, Jiglag and Sheogorath. One of pure order and one of pure chaos.
Do you know of any cure for vampirism?
I wonder how this came about. Alright, so I have 2 more books that I've picked up. I'll read these at another time. But for now, Sheogorath has given me a task. So, I have to rebuild the Gatekeeper. He's given me instructions to visit the powerful sorceress named Relmina Verenum in Zaslan to petition her assistance. And it's along the way to the gate, so let's run back there. Let's go now. Well, the bowl's just ahead. I'm just going to cast a spell to walk on this instead of using my ring. There's an elytra up there. The bowl's just ahead and you can't get out of it.
You're snoring quite a lot,
There's the
actually.
bowl. It runs around here. Does a huge circle. Once you get in here, you can't get out that way. There's a gnarl down here. I think I've been here. I just went and looked at it on my way back. Well, this I can steal his soul. Ah! Ah!
Ah! Ah! Ha!
I wonder if I can't make... I know. Well, I'm out here. I should have done this before I left New Sheoth. Okay, so let's go. More poisons. Black tar can make... if I find another poison... There we go. If I find another poison... There we go. That digestive slime was disgusting. Might as well use it up. And surprisingly, you can get poison from strawberries. Ooh. Wow. This is actually one of the best poisons I've ever made. This has double effects. Huh. Alright, let's look for more of the black tar. How did I find that? That's really, really powerful. Oh, it's these mushroom things. This is where I'm getting the black tar from. You wouldn't know it by looking at them. And a scale fin. That is nice, nice poisons. Alright, we're almost here.
I'm not afraid of
These
you.
dogs. They said to use fire against them. Don't use poison. Poison doesn't work on them. What are these? Some kind of undead thing? Yeah, tell me this is a normal creature that procreates. Looks like something a necromancer conjured up. Or created, I should say. Dead elytra. Oh, sure, that could have been from... Ooh, it smells. Ooh. Okay, so I haven't
Show
really
me
been
how
here
brave you are.
because it's defended. But I will try to soul trap everything I come across. I don't usually see undead here. Unless you talk about those dogs. Alright, well, we're here. Does she live here? There's a big door up there. I don't know, she's a pretty weird woman. Maybe she's the one that made those necromancer dogs. She does make the gatekeepers, apparently. Oh, I thought these were two hungers about to attack me. That's one of those shamblers. We've been spotted. Big. Well, these are undead, aren't they? Shambles. Let's see about another charge. I just don't have the soul gems. Oh, get the other one. Bone marrow. That's a poison too. What? Where's that coming from?
You're a dangerous bastard, aren't you?
Is it coming from the statue? It is. Well, that's annoying. Hey, let's see about getting another one. I'll just use it up. I really only have one soul gem, so I'll have to just keep on using it. Ugh, are all these statues shooting at us? This woman lives in here? This is gotta be one of the strangest women I've ever seen. And I thought Neri Hlalu was the most bizarre woman. Ugh, all these statues are shooting at us. She weeps for her creation? Ugh. This thing has to be undead. Oh, I forgot to steal. Stole. What's this? I don't even know if this is the right way. But I have to go move ahead somewhere. She's around here. If she is here at all. Ooh. Undead, huh? Maybe this is where she is. And the problem is... I guess I'm kind of full. I don't have any soul gems to be able to take these souls of these creatures. Oh, this... Whoa! What's going on? Ugh, zombies. Really stinks in here. I hate the smell of decayed flesh. Well, that's odd.
You surely aren't that talkative, are you?
If you're in my head, you'd hear a lot. Ooh.
You're a dangerous bastard, aren't you?
Oh. Yeah, these kind of look like creations of hers. Oof. That was odd. Eyes are sewn together. Oh, there's more.
You are.
I'll see about using up. Oops.
You made a big mistake. Die.
I don't know where she is. We were going this way. Oh, maybe she works. She's created her things here. Not a very warm welcome now, is it? Are those statues again? I don't even see it. I hear it.
Is that the best you can do?
Bodies everywhere. Ugh. It'd be nice to be able to shut these up. How do you live with them?
Ha!
Let's go. It's not shooting at us. She's not making this easy.
Is that the best you can do?
Not sure what these void essences will... how they'll help. Might as well take them. Alright, hopefully she's in here. It's a fresh corpse there. Fighting behind me. What was it? Oh, one of these things. Alright, so what is this? Is this where she just dumps her corpses at... Ugh. I'm not gonna touch that. Just die, stupid thing. Nope, she's absolutely naked. She must be around here somewhere. Ouch!
I'm not afraid of you.
This keeps happening. Oh, it keeps going down further. Ugh, the smell. Ugh. What is she doing? This woman is You know what? I would execute this woman under normal circumstances.
I'm not afraid of you.
Oh. That was a big one.
You will be so dead.
Sure where she is. And it goes up. Room after room of nastiness. Oh, it's getting up. I really do like shock spells. Novice equipment. Well, she's no alchemist. Any alchemist worth their spit would have had better equipment than this. Alright. Where do these stairs go? Okay. All these void essences. I take it she's not in here. Maybe this way. A doorway. Either way. I think I hear her. Did all her creations come alive and start attacking her? It would be fitting now, wouldn't it? Just what is this? Okay, they're fighting.
I shouldn't have pushed so hard.
Door over there. Door over there. I think I hear her from this way. There she is. Was she crying over her experiments again? Oh. Hey, stop this.
I remember you. You're the adventurer who slew my gatekeeper, are you not?
I like to think I'm more than just an adventurer these days. Yes, I slew him. I needed to get in.
The ends justify the means, do they?
You're one to
You'll pay
talk.
for that one day. Now, by all means, come right in. Walk in here as if you own the place. By what authority do you disturb me?
The greatest authority in the realm, by the authority of your lord Sheogorath.
I see. Sheogorath is too important to come on his own account. He sends his mortal lackey. Well then, I trust my servants didn't give you too hard a time getting in here? What is it Sheogorath's lackey requires of me?
I am the Duke of Mania. My lord demands a new gatekeeper.
Oh, does he now?
He commands it.
Fine. If it be my lord's will, then it is also my own. But I'm too distraught over the death of my child to return to his womb. This you must do. You will travel to the gardens of flesh and bone.
There
you will gather mystical components needed for the ceremony. Go fetch me blood liqueur, osseous marrow, dermis membrane, and essence of breath.
Let me just write that down.
And take this key. It will allow you into the gardens and give you direct access to my sanctum.
You have a sanctum there, do you? Well, I guess if you're the one creating the gatekeepers. How many gatekeepers have you created? Alright, so, the components.
You will travel to the gardens of flesh and bone and collect for me these things.
Yes.
Blood liquor.
Writing it down.
Osseous marrow.
Yep.
Dermis membrane.
Mm-hmm.
And the essence of breath.
Essence of breath, okay. How do I collect these things? Essence of breath.
Are you not the exalted Duke, slayer of the great gatekeeper, champion of our mighty lord Sheogorath? I'm sure you'll be able to find these things. If not, perhaps Sheogorath's faith in you is misplaced. Go now. You try my patience.
It almost sounds like you're making these things up, essence of breath. Might as well just tell me to get a piece of, the sky. Alright, the components.
Bring me blood liquor, osseous marrow, dermis membrane, and the essence of breath.
Alright. Tell me of the gardens of flesh and bone.
For many years, I labored painstakingly in those gardens until my back bent and my soul became crooked. But the fruits born of that labor were the essential components of true flesh. You will go there and gather the components needed to bring my new child into this world.
This is really horrendous stuff, you know. So, what's with these victims you have caged up here?
Oh, you mean my research subjects? Don't trouble yourself with their fates. They're volunteers of one sort and another.
Oh, I'm sure they volunteered.
Besides, they are furthering important research into the nature of pain and suffering, of life and death.
You're lucky you're essential
Don't
to
be
Sheogorath.
concerned. I always return the worthy ones to life. Besides, Lord Sheogorath has sanctioned my studies and my methods. Any loyal servant of the Mad God would respect his decision in this matter.
Well, I don't. Set them free. Stop torturing them.
I know your type. You believe yourself better than everyone else.
Better than you.
You persecute genius when you find it because we are able to see around the sharp corners
All I
of
see
your
is
simplified morality. I see the vast horizons of thought while you cannot see past the tip of your own nose. I can grant the guilty the cleansing fire of retribution so they may die purified of soul, and I can grant the worthy everlasting life. And what can you offer the world except the hot air escaping through that hole in your head?
I command you to stop.
Out of deference to my Lord Sheogorath, I will allow this outburst. In fact, I will acquiesce to your request. But only if you can prove to me the sincerity of your position and the depth of your conviction. Are you willing to trade places with these souls? To bear the full weight of their pain and afflictions? Weigh this question carefully.
I didn't say I just wanted to trade places. I just want you to stop doing what you're doing. Why would I want to subject myself to these? No, I guess not. Never mind.
Then you are a coward as well as a bigot, and we will speak no more of this.
A bigot? Against necromancers? Yes.
Away
I
with
would
you,
kill her
dog.
so fast
It appears this level of pain causes you
if
some
Sheogorath
distress.
didn't require it.
Interesting.
Oh. I think I killed them. I didn't open up their cage.
Thank you for your assistance in my research. You better have a good
I'll
reason
definitely
for
kill this one.
disturbing me.
Please, stop!
She's bringing them back to life. Experiments Day 12. Project Limb Removal. Observations and summary conclusions. Day 12. Removing an arm from the young wood elf female made her fight all the harder for her life, despite being clearly outmatched. In previous battles, she fought much less bravely and to lesser effect. She lasted a full minute against my most angry of hounds before her throat was ripped out and I had to revive her. However, removing just the feet of the middle-aged Nord male made him despondent and without any will to defend himself, even against a lesser foe. So pitiful was the look on the face of his corpse that I decided to leave him be rather than resurrect him. After so many years of scientific study, I still cannot abide apathy. I am sure that my aversion to pity has colored my findings, as I only make use of strong-willed test subjects. Though I suppose, flaws as my research may be, it is still more revealing and faithful than any other has done before me. Summary conclusions. After studying the various combats between the test subjects in this project, I have concluded that, much as the pain threshold is inconsistent within a given species, so too is the effect of dismemberment. Whether beast or man, the removal of a limb, be it functional as a hand or peripheral as a tail, has varying effects on the subject, having to do more with individual temperament than any biological or cultural endowment. Whatever the particular effect, it is substantial, whether it enhances a subject's tendency towards aggressiveness or passivity, or swings them to the other extreme. Removing a limb has a profound effect on behavior. After reviewing my notes, I will attempt to catalog all the similarities and differences between the subjects and their responses. I may be able to offer Lord Sheogorath a guidebook detailing how to craft a better kingdom by removing various appendages from the bodies of its peoples.
No!
I want this woman dead.
Is this too much pain?
I can't do anything about it right now.
Aren't you horribly afraid of those vampires?
I don't think
I
I've
am.
encountered a single vampire here. What is this, her living space? No. All she has is room after room of subjects. Test subjects. Oh, this is where she... I guess she didn't feed that one. Unproductive musings. Do I need to read the madness of this woman? Unproductive musings. Today I intended to continue my research into the effect of pain on the host of the unborn. In this case, the middle-aged pregnant Breton female. And yet, no matter how many times she was ripped apart and resurrected, I simply could not bring myself to do to the requisite attentiveness serious study demands. Rather than the usual precision of observation, my faculties seemed possessed of a peculiar poetic sensibility. So that, rather than dutifully logging each scream and twitch of agony, I seemed transported by her cries to some other place. I became sheltered within a tapestry of tranquility, woven from the screams of the Breton's anguish, warped against the grunts and clacking of the beasts and shambles that toyed with her. I was there, in that spot, my soul naked and clean, that I came to a sense of clarity, and like all, dare I say, religious experiences. Returning to my mundane senses, I am left with little more than a faded memory of supernal knowledge, like a burned parchment on which once were written words of wisdom and understanding, of which now only torn and blurred fragments remain. The harder I try to remember that innate knowledge, the more it seems to recede from me. The essence that remains is this: pain is a force that purifies, ennobles, and uplifts. It is the fire that burns away impurities, that melts away imperfections. Death is not the sign of weakness, nor bodily constitution the sign of strength. It is what happens to soul when brought into the fire that determines the mettle of men. Those with inner strength are forged into weapons of devastating keenness by pain's fire. Those who are undeserving and weak turn to dark and lifeless ash in its heat. And there it stands in all its inscrutability. So much for an unproductive day. Perhaps tomorrow will lead to more fruitful experiments. And this is what happens when you let a necromancer have free reign of anything. Just takes whatever subject she wants and does horrible experiments to them. Void Essence, Houndtooth, and Elytra's Life? I think I've read this. Bark and Sap, I've read that. from frog to man. Isn't that about the Grumites? Shivering Bestiary, I have that book. I have to read it. Scallon fin, bone marrow. Alright, well. That's enough of this place. So, she wants me to go west, back into the fringe. The Gardens of Flesh and Bone. Well, let's do it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.